This is the screencast for Lesson 27 in Stephen's C# 24-hour trainer. The focus of this lesson is interfaces, so I'm going to show you how to build an interface. I have here a small program that I've written. It has a vehicle class and a motorhome class that inherits from it, and we're going to add the iDomicile interface. You already know how to build classes, so I'm not going to dwell on that. If I run the program right now, the program creates a motorhome and uses its toString method to display its properties. So right now the example is demonstrating the vehicle properties that are inherited by motorhome and the toString method. Now let's add the iDomicile interface. To do that, we go up to the Properties menu and select Add New Item. We pick Interface from this list, and then down here we enter the name. We'll call it iDomicile. Here's our interface. Right now it doesn't define anything. Let's give it its properties. So we're going to have an int square feet, int number of bedrooms, and double number of bathrooms. So those are the three properties. We also want to require that anyone who implements iDomicile provide this toString method. So we'll say string toString, and that's it. That defines the interface. So now let's go back over to the motorhome class and indicate that it implements iDomicile. Oops, iDomicile. Now if we try to run the program, we'll get an error because motorhome does not implement number of bathrooms, number of bedrooms, or square feet. So we need to make it do that. To implement the interface, I'm going to click on iDomicile until we get this little change bar, hover over it to get this drop down, and then pick Implement Interface iDomicile. The second option does a slightly different thing. It also implements the interface, but in a slightly different way. It's a little bit more advanced, so we're not going to cover that. So we'll just pick this first option. And you can see down here that Visual Studio has created default property implementations for those properties. These are all use explicit get and set methods, accessors. We don't really need those, so I'm going to just get rid of them and use get, set. We'll use the auto implemented properties to make the code a little easier to read. And I'll do the same for the other two properties. The last thing we should add here is our toString override. So I'm going to say public override toString. Visual Studio created this default version that returns the base class's toString method, and that's pretty good. We do want that information. We want to just add some stuff at the end. So I'm just going to say plus, and then to save a little bit of typing, I've got this code squirreled away here in a word processor. So I'm just going to copy it in. So we're going to return whatever the base class returns plus these new strings, character return, line feed, square feet, and then whatever the value of the square foot variable is. And then the same for the number of bedrooms and the number of bathrooms. So let's run the program. And now you can see it's got the same, this is the data it's getting from the base class, and then here's our new version, square feet, num bedrooms, num bathrooms. Now those are all 0 because I didn't store them anywhere. If I go back to my main program, I already have some code in here that puts values in. Here's our new motorhome class, and these last several variables, parameters, are, this one is square feet, that's number of bedrooms, that's number of bathrooms. So let's go back to the motorhome class and look at the constructor. I have my initializing constructor here. Unfortunately, all it does is it calls the base constructor for the parameters that the base constructor can deal with. So we need to add some code to deal with these new parameters, or these new properties. So all I'm going to do is say square feet equals the input parameter square feet, number of bedrooms equals the input parameter number of bedrooms, and number of bathrooms equals the input number of bathrooms. Let's run it again and see if those values get pulled in properly. They do. So now we can see the square feet, the number of bedrooms, and number of bathrooms.